Salutations and welcome back to Do Chat Day. Today we're going to be doing, you see the screen, you know what's up, you know what time it is. It's Trinkets tier list time, baby. We're going to be ranking all these diddly dads into their proper tiers. And let's just get right in there with Bracelet of Belt of Phasing, which is the one of the protector passives. Gives you a bunch of health. When you roll, you get a small barrier. What are you thinking, Colton?
I think Belt of Phasing is A, B tier. Somewhere like that. We'll have to put the other one.
We can probably put it high B tier for now. Because it's very solid. Gives a lot of health. It's a protector.
I mean, if you're thinking about it, you're comparing it to basically this.
I think you're also comparing it to
where is it?
Compass of Ascendant.
Compass of Ascendant. I mean, those are the other kind of high health, tanky passives. It basically, I think it's worse than those, but it's Protector Banner. So there are a lot of builds where you're going to want to use it.
Obviously,
percent.
We can't see what have the highest win rates, so we're just going off of our personal experience. But
yeah,
I think
B tier is a solid place. We'll compare it to other stuff.
It's very solid ability.
All right.
Overall. Let's zoom a little bit.
What's that called?
That is Bracelet of the Firstborn.
All right.
I mean, freaking encyclopedia.
I'm going to say
Bracelet of the Firstborn. When you hit someone with your primal, you heal enemies around you for a percentage of the damage.
Enemies around you.
You heal allies, that would be wild. You heal allies around you for the percentage of the damage.
Alright, you've used this a lot.
They buffed it in recent patches. It doesn't help you get your primal in any way. It's support banner. But I personally think it's probably B tier, because it gives you a good amount of health.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, it gives you a good amount of health. No. Hear me out. If you're using this with Isia and you're using it with the Primal Eye still gets you a lot of Primal. You're using this with like a Primal Eye, maybe it can be C tier. You're using it with the Primal Eye and with like Isia or something, you can just carry your team. It heals your team so much and it gives you health and support banner. It's not that great, but
it should be on most people's radar. Maybe try it out, but you have to use it with a specific build.
Yeah,
it makes you much weaker as sort of a fighter when you're non-primal.
You don't use it with the Primal Eye.
I might even go down to D.
No.
But it does have potential.
Okay, you can put it in D tier. That's fine.
And it doesn't heal other primals, so in big primal fights, it doesn't help.
Yeah. You can put it in D tier.
We'll keep it in C.
Okay.
All right. Bracer of Dedication.
So, Bracer of Dedication, Sniper Banner, doesn't give you that much health. When you get a kill, you get 8% more damage up to 4
Yeah, that max level, yeah.
And then
5 stacks.
Up to 5 stacks, and then once you're at 5 stacks, you get like 40 or 45% damage increase. I don't know. Most damage, highest single damage.
Theoretically, the highest percent damage increase when you compare
it's Sniper Banner.
I mean, when you compare it to A and the Helium Guard, the Ryland's Grace,
rolling passive,
and this. Those are kind of the other competing passives. As well being Sniper Banner, that's one of the main benefits of it. I think you wouldn't really use it if it wasn't, but it is in my opinion, the strongest Sniper Banner passive
compared to the other one.
Often you don't use it in actual sniper builds. I think it's a fun item. I think it has a lot of potential, but against kind of strong dive players, you're going to get shut down quite frequently, lose those stacks, and then it's going to feel a little mediocre.
That's why I think the Helium Guard is probably overall stronger.
I think so too, but I would still put it above the Helium Guard because of the Sniper Banner. I don't know. Both banners are good, so maybe C tier as well.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's a fun item. And it can be good, but I think I don't think you'd ever include it in like a best build.
Well, yeah, here's the thing, because like, if you're playing in because right now, you feel like super strong, you're destroying all the noobs, you're going to be destroying with it. But if you're playing in a even match.
Yeah, I mean, you're using it in a big eventide.
How is it going to give you an advantage over someone who's using like Clemency 5?
Well, no, I mean, it does give you an advantage. But it's just, I don't think it's quite worth it.
Here's the thing, you'll have to be better than the enemy team already
to
get up to the
That's not at all true. I mean, you can just get killed.
You can just get kills.
Get kills. It has potential. It can be good since you get shut down. You don't have to be better. It's not like you have to beat someone who has an advantage over you, because it's not about beating individual people, it's just getting kills.
Yeah.
So there's definitely potential for it, but I don't think it's worth it. That's really the thing. Clemency Vial.
A or S tier. At least.
I think A, in my opinion. Clemency Vial,
I think
S.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's why I think it's S is because it's so Clemency Vial, it makes you invincible its Vanguard makes you invincible for a short time after you fall below 33% health, or maybe just 30% health. I think it's just like a third of your health. And it makes you invincible for 1.8 seconds. And the cooldown is
Infinite.
Yeah, the cooldown is basically 50 seconds before that triggers again, unless you get a kill. So if you just fall below 30% health and then don't get a kill, you'll just die. But if you get a kill, then it'll trigger again, and you can kind of like chain kill with it. And it's super versatile. That's the thing. It's good in a lot of builds.
And it's Vanguard banner. Yeah, I think it's a great item. It's really good in a lot of builds, and then decent in a bunch of others. So I'd put it in S.
Yeah. Okay.
Another good item.
So, Compass of Ascendant gives you a lot of health. It's Seeker banner, and when you pick up a primal pickup or a heavy pickup,
you get a bunch of global armor.
You get you
translates
roughly
to about 30% less damage.
Roughly 30% less damage.
I'm gonna also put that in S tier.
Yeah, it's probably better.
I mean, of the two kind of keep me alive items, these are both super potent. This is some of the highest health of any passive in the game. And once you level it up, that duration gets long enough that as long as you're kind of getting a normal amount of pickups, you're just taking less damage all the time. It's pretty straightforward.
It gives you a lot of base health.
Yeah, it's insane. So yeah.
All right. So
what is it called? Something Fun Friends.
Fun Friends bracelet ring, I think.
Isn't it? It's like
okay. I'm sorry, guys.
Buddies.
I think it's. I'm pulling a blank here.
Okay.
So what this does? It's a protector banner. It gives you mediocre amount of health when you're near allies.
They slowly over time.
Yeah, very slowly over time.
To a max.
Up to like 700.
Similar to that Tordem passive that is the same thing.
Yeah, it's similar to End of the Storm, except it's a little...
they recently improved it.
Yeah. It gives you like 700 health.
It stacks at a higher amount. It generates quite slowly.
Very slowly.
But the cap is pretty decent. So the idea with this is if you run around with a group of buddies, when you get into a fight, you all have this sort of a little bit of a barrier going into it.
The radius is quite small.
I think it's an underrated item.
Yeah.
But even then, it's still not great. I would go C tier.
If you're building a support build, I feel like you're always going to choose Exhortation Talisman as your passive. Because you can either give yourself a protector banner and yourself a little bit more health and give your team a little bit more health.
Or use Exhortation Talisman.
And the enemies are dealing 30% less damage.
And a reveal.
And are revealed.
And you have a shorter ability pool.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, it's a okay supportive and protection item.
I don't think it's better than Bracer of Dedication.
Maybe D tier. It's an okay supportive and protective item, but it gets outclassed by other stuff, and you don't really notice it, especially as enemies deal more damage. So, all right.
Evasion Loop. So what Evasion Loop does, it gives you one of the highest health
some of the highest
game.
base health in the game.
It's Vanguard banner, and it basically gives you 2 roll cooldowns, but it increases your roll cooldown time. So it's like Nox Zoom.
Wait, it increases your roll cooldown time?
Yeah, it's like Nox Zoom attack.
I didn't even know that.
Where it gives you 2 rolls, but it takes you longer to get the rolls back.
Is that true?
Fact check. No, you don't have to don't fact check me. No. But it gives you a lot of health as Vanguard banner.
Listen, we don't spread fake news here, okay?
We don't. We only spread true opinions.
So, it doesn't do that.
Shut.
It just does it.
Gain, but increase its cooldown. See?
But by how much?
Dodge cooldown increased by 17%.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
Fact check in my favor. I win the fact check.
Okay, he won the fact check. I like it. It has potential to be used kind of with the chain gun as like a mobility passive, but the fact that it kind of almost reduces your overall mobility, which I didn't even know, but just generally, it doesn't feel like it's a big...
Especially with the new pistol change.
That actually works well with it, because it lets you keep stacking it.
Okay.
But either way,
I have some build ideas after this video.
Vanguard and Protector items. It doesn't make you that tanky, and it doesn't make you that mobile. So overall, I'm not a... Well, I like it. I think it's fun with the chain gun. But it gets outclassed by...
this.
It gets outclassed by this.
All the passives are fun, but then you look at like...
The better one.
You look at like Clemency Vial or like Compass of Ascendant.
There's a good reason to use it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Exhortation Talisman. Boom.
I think another S tier item.
For sure. 100%.
Underrated item, but it literally... It's very simple.
Vial.
When you damage an enemy, for 4 seconds, I think, they deal a significant amount, 30% less damage, and they're revealed.
And they're revealed for the whole duration.
The whole duration.
And it's support banner.
It's support banner. It's the
gives you
the
mediocre amount of health.
It's insane. I mean, it even gives an amount.
Here's the thing: if you use this with the facade and basically any other 2 items,
you're gonna help your team so much.
You can mark multiple people at once. Your team heals when you shoot them because the facade. It's just so good. It's so good.
I mean, you're even gonna see like if you
it's even quite versatile
with this, and then they hit one of your tankier teammates, they won't die. Like it's crazy.
And
all right,
yeah, it's just really good.
what's it called?
Half-Throws Gauntlet.
Half-Throws Gauntlet.
Okay, so here's another passive that's going to be way better once there are more people.
No, I mean, I don't even... You
No,
get
I
full
agree.
Eventides. It doesn't matter. It's not... I don't think it's worth using, personally.
Okay, Colton,
it's not like...
Colton, some of the Eventides we've been playing recently, with all the ISIAs, just think about
Even
one
then-
man with
even
Half-Throws Gauntlet.
Then I don't think it's worth it. I think...
Compared to... yeah.
I think it's always going to be better if you're going to pick something that doesn't help you
Wait, hold on.
fight.
Half-Throws Gauntlet, all it does is just reduces the damage you take from primals massively, and it's primal hunting.
I think,
Anyway.
personally, that you're always going to want to go for something that helps you get primal faster rather than this, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't help you fight humans, and then against primals, yeah, you're insane against primals. It's fun to use, because you feel like a god against primals. I'd put it in E tier, personally.
Probably. Okay.
Overall. But it has it is a very potent ability. It has some potential, because it really makes you, like, almost invincible to primals.
I agree.
But anytime you're not fighting primals, you feel doo-doo.
Alright, Karen's Cash. So what Karen's Cash does is it
Makes you... It increases the capacity...
It almost
of your heavy
doubles.
weapon.
It almost doubles the capacity of your heavy weapon at high level, and you heal when you pick up a
significant amount, like 600.
You heal when you pick up a heavy
Anything.
ammo or primal pickup.
I'd say B.
Probably, and it gives you a decent amount of
It
health.
definitely isn't commonly
and
used.
it's Seeker.
But it has a good amount of potential. It's one of those items that gives you sustain if you're running around collecting shards or something like that. The issue is I think a lot of heavy weapons don't really benefit from more ammo, but it definitely has potential. You can combo it in fun
I feel
ways.
like you can put it on brace of dedication because it's fun. But like, I would rather pick something that either
You put it
increases
here?
I would rather pick something that increases the damage of my weapon or makes me tankier.
It does
than
give
just having
base health.
Yeah.
But it isn't the strongest item. I enjoy using it, but you're right, it might not be the strongest item.
I've gotten the impact conjugate up to 11 charges.
it's a fun, potent item, but I think in a lot of cases not worth using.
All right. Oof. That's a oof moment right
This
there.
is what's it called? Primal buddies.
Primal buddies.
So what this primal buddies
poopy
does
buddies. Yeah.
is it makes you move faster and have higher health
You get primal buddies
while you're near one of your team's primals. It's the same type of thing where it only helps you some of the time, but instead of being wow in that one case it's super good, it's wow in the one case it's actually happening, it does almost nothing. So
here's what's
that
incredible.
simple.
They buffed it in 0.21, but they forgore in 0.22.
It's just so bad. Okay.
It's just
The
incredible.
Helium Guard.
So what the Healing Guard does is it's Primalist Banner, gives you, again, a low amount of health, and when you get a kill, you get, like, 25% damage
Yeah, I mean,
increase.
even though it is probably the best damaging increase passive, I don't think any of them are actually
No.
the best thing to use. I almost hesitate even putting it in B tier, because I actually think this is still better. But it is Primalist Banner, which is a little bit underrated.
I mean, if you're using, like, full Primalist with, like,
Or
damage...
even two Primalists.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if you're using full Primalist with, like, damage totem and, like, the Lost Dreamer, the Lost Dreamer is going to hit. It's going to hit pretty hard. But you're going to be so squishy.
I think, in my opinion, the only item you're really ever going to want to use it with is either, like, maybe a rocket launcher.
Or, like, the
Or the Primalize. And it's got to be something where you can definitely combo off kills and not sort of get instantly killed by someone else.
It used
you don't have a lot of health.
used to increase your primal damage.
Yeah.
Those were kooky days.
But it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's still good.
But it's not amazing in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is I'm gonna move this up.
Well.
Most underrated item, in the game probably.
Yeah, you may have been looking through 0.22 patch notes and
It's got
wondering
nerfed.
why they nerfed it, but it's because it had literally like the highest win rate of any passive.
Yeah,
by
I would still
a lot.
keep it in A or B tier, even though I don't really use it because I don't think it's that fun to use.
Uh,
But whenever you get a kill, you get primal.
I would
cooldown.
put it in low S tier. Still, Colton.
Something has to go in A tier,
for
and
me-
so it will.
You can't just do that.
I can.
But no. Okay. I agree. It's very consistent, but it's I agree.
Okay. What is this called?
Bush buddies.
Bush move.
Bush move buddies.
This is better than this, I will say.
for sure.
But I'm gonna put it there.
No, I'd put it.
I know you like using it, but it's even then it's map specific.
No,
too.
I'd put
you
it in
can't
D
even
tier.
use it in every map.
I'd put it in D tier. Look
no,
at the passes in
no,
D tier.
these are better, definitely.
But it's so fast though.
No.
Okay, put it above half those gauntlet.
It's so simple. When you're when you're in a bush, you move faster.
It gives you a lot of health.
It gives you a good amount of health. The issue is a lot of maps don't even have a lot of bushes,
So
and
speedy.
then you are a lot faster,
It's
but
assassin
sometimes
ban.
speed isn't the best thing.
Assassin banner.
I think right now the meta for passives really is passives that make you tankier.
It's just you're looking at this.
I just think the way the game is balanced right now, you want a passive that helps you survive, and then you use other parts of your kit to deal more damage or move faster, just because of the way things are tuned. I think almost all the sort of tanky protection passives, I think they could nerf that, like all these sort of protection things. Even honestly, if none of this stuff existed, you would use these still, I think.
Yeah,
just because they give so much health. So I think the damage passives are a little undertuned, personally. Here's another niche passive.
So that is Ryland's Grace, and what that does is you deal a pretty sizable damage buff.
It is the most damage buff of any item, including this. It's the same amount.
What? Is it? I thought it was like 25%.
I think it's 35.
Okay, fact check.
Uh-oh, another fact check. Either way, it gives you a significant damage buff. I think it's 35% when you're in a bush hitting an enemy outside of a bush. It's not amazing, but in Slayer, you're going to notice you're doing crazy damage.
Personally,
you can use a sniper or a rocket launcher from a bush.
Personally, it should just be deal increased damage whilst in a bush, not having to shoot.
But either way, I mean, it has more potential than some of the other
Fact check, I win again. It's 26% at level 13. So it does get higher, and it gives you a low amount of health.
Yeah, low amount of health. I mean, okay.
I'm 2-0 on the fact check, baby.
I would put it D tier. All right.
So
Strike Pendant.
No. It's called like Swift Reload Pendant. It might actually just be called Swift Strike Pendant. Let's see. They changed the name. It used to be Swift Stride. Yeah, it's Swift Strike now because you shoot fast.
It's always Swift Strike.
No, it used to be Swift Stride because when you hit someone, you got faster.
Maybe. Okay. What is so what this does is when you roll, you get ammo.
You get ammo,
and then
you
also reload is reduced.
And it's sniper.
And it's sniper banner. So it doesn't really work with
snipers. Basically, it's cool and fun and really good, and should be an A tier.
No. Okay. The problem is one of the issues is sniper banner, but it doesn't make any sense to use with most snipers. Well, the Prodigal.
I like it with the Prodigal because the Prodigal gives you damage on your first shot.
It's just weird.
Roll. Anyway, it's super cool and fun.
If it was like a different banner,
borderline S tier.
I'm gonna put it in C tier. And even then, that might be too high.
Above brace. Okay, no. Ooh, Denka.
Maybe D even. I don't know.
I put it in D.
I mean, theoretically, it could help you a lot with some certain gun or certain build.
But
it doesn't.
But I almost feel like Karen's Cash should be.
In my mind, okay, the issue with this is it's like an indirect version of just giving a damage buff, and really all the damage stuff is easier to use and better, so I put it there. Because in my mind, this is way better of an item.
You think Karen's Cash is better than Brace of Dedication?
I do. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Okay, we'll put it there.
Anyway, alright. Next one.
They buffed this to 35. Basically, whenever you deal damage with a heavy weapon, you heal for 35% of the damage. Gives an okay
Warforged Amulet.
Warforged Amulet.
Forged in war, baby.
For one, you can't use your heavy weapon all the time, so a lot of the time it doesn't help. For two, even when you are, 35% sounds like a good number, but for most heavy weapons, it's really not.
Here's what I think. You should be able to, when you're using Warforged Amulet, you should be able to also use
Funnily enough, probably the best combination with this is the, final problem with this, it's Primal Hunter, which is a terrible banner to use it with. If it was Assassin or something, it would
Absolute Garbanzo beats.
If you could use it with the Dispatch, maybe, that could be pretty cool. But right where it is, pretty poo-poo. I'm gonna put
pretty poopy.
I'm gonna put it here.
I almost F tier, honestly. Like
maybe F tier. Like it's very bad.
That might be another oof.
Yeah.
Oof for F tier.
The only thing is, the reason I put it there is because sometimes this item does nothing, whereas at least this always does something. So,
but you get so fast.
I like this item a lot, but I don't actually think it deserves to be there.
Wow, that zoomed faster than the speed buff. Whoa! Wow, that's crazy. So what your Tech Wraps does, it's Ranger Banner. I believe it gives you a good amount of health.
It does.
And when you haven't taken damage for like 4 seconds, you get 35%.
You get a big move.
You get a big. It's like 40 actually, I think.
Now again, and I'll say it every time. If the item doesn't make you tankier, it's like, or it doesn't do there's something else crazy. It's basically a bad passive. So maybe
I'd put it on the same level as Karen's Cash.
Then I'd move Karen's Cash down.
Agreed.
No.
Okay.
Can't all be D tier.
What if all the
Let's see. Oh, so I feel like something's okay. Let's look at this.
Let's finish. And then we can move around
at the end.
We can move around. All right.
I mean, it makes you faster, but often it's so hard to avoid taking damage, especially in Eventide when even like a wolf can hit you. That's one of the major issues with it.
Yeah. All right. So Horn
of Supremacy
of Loud Shout.
I mean, I feel like it's got to be up here.
It's still A tier. I don't think it's S tier anymore because you used to be able to dive into a group of 12 people and they only made you stronger because that's just more meat to shoot. But now the damage reduction isn't as much. The healing. I'm assuming you all know what Warforged Horn.
It's kind of a complicated ability. After you use your ability, you gain damage reduction in the form of global armor and increased, and you gain lifesteal one.
And it's also Vanguard banner.
Vanguard banner as well. I mean, there's a lot of potential. It's, again, one of the sort of protection items. And it definitely has scenarios where it's much better than the other ones.
Well, it has a added benefit where it makes you tankier, and it also gives you sustain.
Yeah.
And it's also Vanguard banner.
Now, the reason I put it below these two is because this one's more reliable.
It's the most reliable.
And this gives you burst protection for squishy non-dive builds.
Yeah.
This build, this here, only works in certain builds.
It works in high DPS 1v2, 1v3 situations.
No, I mean, it can be good in other, but yeah, it's definitely best as sort of a dive type thing. I mean, you need a low cooldown ability to make it work well, so it's a little more like build specific, and even in the best builds, this can still be better, so...
yeah, they're both Vanguard banner, so they're both interchangeable, almost. Okay.
And then the other
and the new passive, Wind Ruth. Wind Whoosh Talon. So this is the new Ranger passive. When you roll, you gain a very sizable damage increase. When you roll within 6 meters
of the largest damage
enemy.
increase of any passive besides a fully stacked Bracer of Dedication.
Yeah. So it gives you...
They're up to 35%.
It gives you like 640 health at max level.
So but it starts at super low. It starts at 60, which is weird.
Is that normal?
No,
I don't think that's normal.
But okay, for one, it only gives you damage increase when you're close to enemies. 2, you have to roll while you're right next to them.
Okay,
which in a lot of
I don't think it's comparable to Bracer of Dedication.
Yeah, I feel like it's also C. It can't all be C tier, and yet it is.
What if it's all D tier?
All D tier,
all the way down.
Look.
I mean, that's all the passives.
That's all the passives.
I feel like it should definitely
we can reshuffle these a little.
Let's go from bottom up.
I think bottom up. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if anything falls down here. Maybe
I think
this. Maybe this too. Maybe these are both F.
No.
I feel like this is a cut above. This item has the potential to be useful.
But hold on. This one has the potential to make you fast.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. No.
Okay, but this is definitely the worst of the worst.
Yes. Okay. And then I think we can bring some stuff down.
Okay.
So here it's 2 map specific, even though it can be fun.
I agree. It's definitely better though. I think it's better
than that. Yeah. No, because this can be good in Eventide, like actually useful, like
True.
legitimately.
Okay, I agree.
In some situations, if there's a lot of primals and your team is sort of supporting you, I would bring this down because as much as it makes you fast, I think the speed passives are not worth using when there's other ways to get fast that it just having
i.e. Trine Plane.
Yeah, Trine Plane, stuff like that. It just like doesn't really.
Since the Trine Plane exists,
like
no
the
reason.
funness factor makes this overrate how little it actually helps you.
Yeah.
Maybe this comes down to because in my mind it's worse than these damage stuff, which I still don't even really recommend using if you're going for the best of the best builds.
I think this is much better. I'm much happier with this.
And then this has potential. It gets screwed a little bit by being Ranger banner when I actually don't think that makes the most sense for it. You kind of wish it was either Vanguard, Protector, or like Assassin, because that's the type of stuff you want to be doing with it. It is a fun new item. It has the potential to be cool, but one of the big issues is when you're trying to burst someone, you never want to be rolling because that's time you're not shooting. So it's almost only good if you're like in a bush and then you like roll right at them. It's like weird because it's meant to be like assassinating them. But if you're rolling, you're instead of just assassinating, you're trying to like survive and dodge, and it's like weird.
Okay, I don't have any statistics on this, but overall, I'm pretty sure Bracer of Dedication gives you more value than this.
I don't even. No.
Really?
It has potential for great power.
Really?
If you haven't seen this used well,
okay.
It has potential for great.
If you have, i.e., if you haven't seen me play it, you'll just be like walking up on my team, and you'll be like, "Why aren't they dying?" And then you see me,
especially
the beacon of hope.
When Isia is so meta and can stay alive hitting with this, it's legitimately like such a boon to your team.
Okay. Yeah.
It has great like theoretically, if more people are utilizing it, this could be even higher, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. And then I feel like these
probably adjust one final adjustment.
What?
Ooh, I'm gonna put that there.
What?
I'm gonna put that there because these ones have the potential, I think, to be pretty useful.
Okay.
There. Okay. This is the tier list.
And then do you think this is higher than this?
No.
You don't?
No, because everyone on your team can't really use it. The issue is in some ideal like team scenario, only 1 or 2 people would have it because it doesn't stack with itself. So you'd have like maybe 3 people using it, whereas like everyone else could be equipped.
Imagine if it's stacked.
No.
No damage.
So that is a kind of a nerf. But if you're just using it on your own, you're a huge boon to your team.
Yeah. If you want to be a boon, then use that.
Underrated items that work well in certain builds. Strong items overall. This especially can be just thrown
I feel like
in,
that's also
any
very
protector
underrated.
Build. This?
Yeah.
No, I mean a bunch of people, especially new players, use it because
new players, they don't have a lot of options.
Yeah. Helium Guard may be put too high, if we're being real.
It's Primalist banner. I feel like it's good where it is.
Yeah.
Don't yeah me.
I think this is good.
I think I'm
This
honestly
is the
very
definitive.
Definitive,
Trinkets
correct.
Tier list.
If you have any
disagree,
if you have any opinions, cross-reference them with this tier list to make sure they're right. Yeah, make sure they're and then put them in the comments to verify that they're right. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Our last and final tier list will be primals, and then we can start recycling content. Maybe
2 in 1 because it can be primals and then primal abilities.
Bro, infinite content train. All right. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and most of all, I hope you have had a fantastic doodah day.